Let's do this.
Pretty bumpy, pretty bumpy. Pretty bumpy, pretty bumpy. Hold on tight, it's gonna get pretty bumpy. It's gonna get pretty bumpy.
Oh, this song is way too damn catchy. Director, we're gonna need to change this, man, because this song is too catchy, man. I can't even focus on my job. But we're gonna start off with a recap today, do it a bit differently. The first race we had today at the NurbCrew 24-hour track, Mr. Boomton was in the lead. We got to the carousel. He made a blunder, ruined the livery of that lovely looking Vit. That Vit's looking lovely, if I may say so myself. I may be biased, but don't hold me to it. It's not my fault, man. That Zimbabwean livery on that Vit's nice. So the Costa King was now in first position. James was in second. Dynamic Racing almost got past Mr. Boomton in fourth place. But we are about to get the end of this first lap. We are about to get onto the straight as an on board with Dynamic Racing, who is attacking like hell. His M6 is handling lovely, and he gets past Mr. Boomton. But what he didn't know, what everybody didn't know, was that they were about to get smacked on the straight because Mr. Boomton was running long gearing and low downforce. He got past them with ease. Just have a look at this. He's out of the slipstream and he's still gapping them. The Costa King in the slipstream, James in the slipstream, Dynamic Racing in the slipstream. They're not making any inroads because that Vic is so quick in a straight line. So these guys, they're about to get onto the second lap, would have to figure out a way to make sure Mr. Boomton's behind them in the corners, because it wouldn't be good in the corners due to the low downforce his lovely looking Vet was running. But as we got on the second lap, the Costa King was struggling a bit with the tires. Dynamic Racing had good pace, but he got a bit inconvenienced when the Costa King made a mistake, so he lost ground. So it ended up being a battle of the vets between Mr. Boomton and James as they were about to complete the final lap. We were about to get past the gantry. Oh, hell was about to break loose, because when you see James and Mr. Boomton in this section, you know it's gonna be a game of chicken. It's inevitable. James got the slipstream but couldn't get past because that green veil of Mr. Boomton was so fast. At this point, it looks like they had a bit of contact. Mr. Boomton got off the brakes of it. Will he make the corner? It doesn't look like he is. He got off the track. James got into first position and James got the W. It was a lovely win from James. However, Mr. Boomton was very salty about this because he said, hey man, when James touched me, I had to let off the brake a bit because my car was sliding. I was trying to make the corner, but I still didn't make the corner anyway. You see the contact? There we go. Mr. Boomton did not brake enough. You see, that's why he shoots right in front of James. But James said, hey man, sorry about your damn luck. We ain't trying to be nice to people over here. Don't know which camp you're in. Personally, I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't pick because James is right and Mr. Boomton has a good grievance. But unfortunately, when it comes to the game of chicken, we don't really care what you think. Whoever wins the game of chicken wins. So there's no real discussion to be had here. But you are welcome to think what you want to think. But let's get on to the race we've been waiting for. The second race today, man. Oh, I've been waiting for this for a while. It's gonna be good. There's a few people out here who are trying to make inroads because they had a crappy first race. Dynamic Racing was looking very ominous in the M6. That thing is super quick in the corners. You got Madness, who's now back in his official car. He was driving a Jag in the previous race. Who's out here in his Beetle. Madness is good in that car. We got a new Frenchman here. And the Costa King as well, looking to manage his tires a bit better because he struggled a bit on the second lap of that race as the race is about to get underway. Madness in pole, G2H the Frenchman in second position. I can't pronounce the rest of these people's names. It's a bit too laborious. Ooh, looks like there's a bit of a kerfuffle going on. Some brouhaha, a whole bunch of contact there. It looks like the guy who started in third, I think, in the Porsche, he lost start in that. I think he jumped the start and then there was a whole bunch of crap that happened. He got caught in the Genjutsu, and he got pushed off the track. But hey, that's what happens. But it looks like madness. Oh my goodness! Dynamic Racing, the guy who were tipping to be looking good in that M6, he spun out at the second corner. But the recovery trip is a possibility. You can do it, man. But at the front, we got G2 Energies, who barged his way past madness. These two are side by side. Madness flashes the light. He's like, hey, man, I do not know you like that. You don't need to be so rough, man. On board with Mr. Boomtown trying to attack the Costa King, trying to get up into third place. The Costa King gets a better exit on the inside. This is going to be very interesting. Mr. Boomtown should be running that low downforce he had in the first race. James is down in 8th place. He got caught up a bit more than Mr. Boomtown in the start line kerfuffle. But G2 Energies out here, assuming control of the race, goes a bit wide. Will he be okay as we get onto this section? Oh no! He got a penalty. Half a second. Damn you, Casanori. I make a mistake. I lose time. And then you say, nah, have another penalty while you at it. That is ruthless, Casanori. You can't be doing that to us, man. Come on, son. But it looks like there's battles throughout the pack, man. The mid-pack is looking serious out here as these guys are involved in some ferocious battle. The more you go down, the more ferocious people fight. Ooh, looking like these guys are trying to go 2-3 abreast. Jack me, hanging it out. Got past part of the Costa Gang, aka Mr. Hairraiser, but this is far from over as we get onto the Notch Life. This is where the beer starts in the background. No, not in the background anymore. We see Dynamic Racing, who has started his recovery trip. He was down in last position. Now he's up into 12th place. Would that be the best he can do? I highly doubt it. Dude got some pace. But G2H Energies, the Frenchman in the Aston Martin, has this under control, looking good in that thing, man. That looks like the same kind of livery I used to use on GRANTURISMO 5 and 6. All my cars are white. If it ain't white, it ain't right. Set by a black man on board with the Costa King. We take Fluke Plots, takes a 143. Some good stuff over there. No, that car's set up well, man. I struggle to even get there 140 these days. I don't know. The way I race at the Notch Life these days is a bit lackluster, but the battle for 7th place, Jack Mia looks to have gotten past the Audi of Fei this German, and it looks like Enoid, another part of the Costa Gang, he's on the inside. Ooh, bit of contact, will they survive? No, it doesn't look like it. Fei out there, man, something was bound to happen. Ooh, and it looks like Noid almost lost it a bit. He saves it. That's what happens when you rate close sometimes to people you don't know, man. You guys don't know where to tell the action and to say, let me back off. You just keep going. Ooh, someone went wide. Looks like Mr. Boomtown went wide there. But G2H Energies out here controlling the race at the front. Madness in second. The Costa King out here chilling in 3rd place. He seems to be taking it much easier than he did in the first race. Mr. Boomtown lost some ground. And James up into 6th place, is it? James is out here, man. He's flying. This is 6th or 5th. Hey, I'm not professional, man. But Dynamic Racing, his recovery trip continues due to the little accident that happened between Noid and Fei Wee in the Audi out here. It looks like he caught up to these guys. He's now up into 9th place, man. The recovery trip is real. You should always know that deal. I'm just saying, man. Actually, that's wrong. I should say, you know that deal. The recovery trip is real. On board with Dynamic Racing. This M6 is so sublime. In the corners, Johnson 3, the Swede goes a bit wide. Some contact between Costa Gang, Hairraiser, and Enoid out here. It looks like Dynamic Racing is now up into 7th place. I tell you guys this. Woo-hoo-hoo! Did you see that save when they win? Did you see that save? Wow! Goodness gracious, Nightwing's not playing today. We're looking at Costa Gang. Oh my goodness, that's an easy mistake to make at that corner. We have all made it. Oh no! Nightwing just made a save, but unfortunately, he did not know Hairraiser was gonna be in front of him at that section of the track, man. Oh, some BS, man. Oh, damn, man. But a good save by Nightwing, man. Can't take that away from him. Sexy save. You get an award for that, sir. As I'm on board with James, who's now up into 5th place. I thought he was 6th, but I got it wrong. James is in 5th place, making hay while the sun shines. Started low in the field, man. Good performance from James so far. As G2H Energies is really controlling this race in the Aston Martin, man. And fun little thing, everybody's on the racing super softs. which is cool in that, but only 2 drivers are on RS tires, and I'm wondering why. One of them we're looking at right now, and that's Dynamic Racing in the M6. He's on Racing Soft. Mr. Boomtown also on the Racing Soft. Do these guys know something we don't know? Because the Super Softs, if you can take care of them, oh, superior time. But if you can't, if you even make one mistake, it really impacts your other Super Softs. But it's looking like Enoid is being hassled by Dynamic Racing, but he's out here saying, hey man, I got this, man. Did you see that move I made on the Audi? Sure, the Audi went off, but hey, I had the line into the corner, which he did. A great pass from Enoid, candidate for overtake of the race. These guys are going at it, hammer and tongs, good pace, similar to the front runners, as we're now on board with Madness in the little Beetle, man. Madness, one of the best drivers I have seen while driving this Beetle, man. He drives this Beetle like he knows it in and out, like the back of his hand. Okay, what's the back of my hand? I'm actually flipping my hand right now. He knows the damn Beetle. That's all you need to know, man. He's keeping G2H Energies in sight as James is now catching up to Mr. Boomtown in this section, because we already know Mr. Boomtown now in the white vet. Zimbabwean flag and that car looks nice, man. But I said I'm biased. Hey, man, don't blame me for it. But you can't deny that vet looks nice. It looks nice in the green. It looks nice in the white. James with the Scottish cars. This car almost looks like a Curio Cross car with that Scottish shield on it in the front, man. So it's some cool, man. Everybody being patriotic today, on board with the Costa King. Out here in 3rd place. He almost looks like he's driving his Mustang. You see the Costa King driving in his Mustang, it looks like a Sunday drive. The guy takes care of his tires and it looks like he's doing it well. Another driver who has a bit of a penalty. So it's G2H Enemies with a penalty, Costa King with a bit of a penalty. Can they manage this penalty? It's a bit tough because we're all close together as we're about to get to the mini carousel. Ooh, G2H Energies taking liberties out here. Mini carousel. We'll all survive. Yes, we will, man. Woo! Goodness gracious, man. That mini carousel, another one where it's very tough to make a mistake. You go in there too hard, your car just full slides off and you're out of here. And this corner, as you get onto the straight, another tough corner. You push too hard in that corner, you're not going to make up that much time. So it's best to take it slowly. As we're on board with James in the slipstream off Mr. Boomtown. And he gave Mr. Boomtown a bit of a bump to make him go quicker because they are unofficial teammates right now. And look at where Mr. Boomtown's going. Goodness me, my goodness, that Mr. Boomtown's low downforce field is quick. This is very weird because if you had gotten the chance to see James and Mr. Boomtown in GRANTURISMO 5 and 6, you would see that Mr. James always had the faster car in the straight line as Madness got the slipstream into 1st position. G2H Energies in 2nd. The Costa King loitering there in 3rd position. And it looks like Mr. Boomtown is much closer. James isn't too far behind as we're about to cross the line to get in to the 2nd and final lap. We got 8 minutes of fire. Who's going to win this race? Madness, G2H, the Costa King, Mr. Boomtown, or the descendant of Colin McRae, James out here, who is in 5th place. It looks like G2H Energies gets back his 1st possession. He braked very late. Some good action here. The Costa King letting it hang out. Mr. Boomtown now up into 3rd. Oh, when did Mr. Boomtown go up into 3rd? Did he overtake the... Yeah, the director tells me he overtook the Costa King the same time G2H overtook Madness, who is trying to overtake again. These guys are in a hammer and tongs battle. These guys love the contact, man. G2H Energies is taking a bit of some liberty with Madness. Madness doesn't take too kindly to this. The Costa King tries to put in a lunge on Mr. Boomtown, but it ain't working out. James is at the back and James is chilling, man. James won the 1st race. Can he make it a double as G2H Energies back into 1st position? But a bit too much contact, man, because we'd actually, out of these 5 drivers battling for the lead, 4 of them know each other, except for G2H Energies, who is racing well. Costa King says, get out of here. Give me back my 3rd place. James trying to get into 3rd place, but nah. Costa King says, hey, 3rd place is mine. As long as you don't pass me, I'm cool, man. I'm trying to keep stock of what's happening for the battle for 1st. Madness went a bit wide there. I don't know what that was about. Maybe he's out here trying to make G2H a bit nervous. G2H looks to have braked a bit too early. Madness gets the run on him on the inside. G2H turns in on Madness. He gets the grapple, he hits the tire. Oh no, they went from the famous 5 to the Fantastic 4. My goodness, what sadness, man. G2H Energies was out here. He had good pace, but he just didn't see Madness there, man. I've made many passes there, man. You need to be aware of what's going on, because if someone gets to run on you, man, you need to know not to turn in on them. That's a racing incident. Madness wasn't retaliating or nothing, even though if it was a retaliation, I don't blame him. Costa King now up into second place. He's like, exactly. And look at his tires. His tires are looking lovely. Look at all that tire left. James is trying to harass the Costa King in the vet. He's out here going left, going right. He's trying to go next to the Costa King. We're about to take fluke plots again. Mr. Boomtown lost a bit of ground because these guys are so good in the corners. He's paying for having that low downfall. So he needs to find a way to keep in touch with these guys, because if they leave him in the corners, there is nothing he can do, as it looks like. James is a penalty too now. My goodness. So we got James the penalty, almost a second. No, these guys both have second penalties, because we all know what Kazunori and Polyphony do. If you even have a hint for penalty, they just run up the next second, which kind of sucks, to be fair. Why can't it be precise? Why can't I get half a second penalty? Instead, there has to be a second. Man, flip this, man. I ain't happy about this. And so on board, Mr. Boomtown again. Out here, man. This fit is quick. He's doing 170 there, man. But he's still taking the coin. You know what? This might be a good compromise for him, man. He might not be out of this yet. Looking back, we see the wing. Madness power. Madness up here in first position, man. All of these guys are doing purples. All of these guys are doing similar lap times. But Dynamic Racing in fifth position is flying. He's catching up to these guys. The guy was in last place, and now he can kind of see what's happening in front of him. If anything bad happens between these guys, expect Dynamic Racing to catch up with the quickness. But will he be able to get past them when he gets there? That's a whole nother story, because these M6, man, M6 gonna be slow on the straight, man. I drive the M6 a lot, man. I love the M6. It's trash in a straight line, man. I just can't get it to go fast. I've tried everything. Speaking of trying everything, James taking a bit of, James was taking some grass. Madness clipped the curb and he got off the track. Be careful, Madness, your tires are still dirty. Oh, he goes off the track again. Oh, Madness, survive, man. You okay, sir? Relax, just clean up the tires. You might be able to catch up these guys. And the guy who's been out here just chilling, not trying to make some audacious moves, that Costa King out here chilling in first position. He's up there, man. He knew the race would come to him eventually, but James is trying to get past him super quick, because he knows if he can't, none of these guys can get it from Mr. Boomtown. By the time we get to the straight, it's going to be game over, because that Vet doesn't even need no slipstream. James trying to line up a pass on the outside. There we go. Costa King defending it. It's tough to go side by side over here as you see them coming close together, almost touching. Mr. Boomtown gets the slipstream. Ooh, James hit the grass. Comes off. Mr. Boomtown takes avoiding action. He's stuck in third place as we're on board with Dynamic Racing. Who can see them now? He is in fourth position. He was in 13th place at the start of the race after he made that mistake. Takes this corner in 140. Good speed. 4.8 seconds. Faster than the previous lap. Purple. Dynamic Racing on fire. But I wonder if Dynamic Racing heard what happened with BMW. BMW apparently issued a recall because the Takata airbags, Takata, one of his sponsors, are just blowing up in cars. BMW said, hey man, take a taxi. Don't be driving our cars, because the airbag could come out and you could be in trouble. So I don't know if Dynamic Racing is safe in that M6, man. I hope you make it then the race, Dynamic Racing. I'm just saying, man. I want to see you catch up with these guys. He looks so close to all of them. But the Costa King chilling. Ooh, went in a bit deep there. He's wide. James is trying to do it. No, you don't pass here, James. You don't pass here. And James abuses the trust of the Costa King as he goes into first position. Can James bolt off now? Can James run? He knows if Mr. Boomtown's anywhere close by within a second, it's going to be all hell breaking loose. Oh no! What happened to Dynamic Racing? I think Dynamic Racing may have taken a bit too much out of his tires now. He might be struggling a bit. Ooh, his tires are still dirty from what happened. Oh, he goes too wide. No! This was such an amazing recovery trip. Why does it have to end like that, man? God damn it, man. So sad for Dynamic Racing. But the Costa King still in second place. James has built up a bit of a gap. And then Mr. Boomtown is a bit further down in third place. James He's trying to bolt off. The Costa King's not trying to let him bolt off. Oh, look at the body language of that vet. Heck, look at the body language of all these top 3 cars. All these guys are fighting to the umpteenth degree to get as high a position as possible. And that high position they want is the W. They want to get this number 1 out here. They want to win this race on board Mr. Boomtown, who I still don't know. Why does he put the wipers on? Somebody needs to explain this to me, because I don't get it. Oh, that's a bit squirrely. And James built up a good lead. This just might be enough. As we're about to get on the straight, Mr. Boomtown's gonna rue not being able to pass the Costa King, because he's gonna know James is too far away from him. Now let's sit back and just chill and just see how quick this vet is. He's short shifting to use the torque out here. Look at this. He's doing 165 already. Passes that barrel like it's nothing. This thing is quick. And look, we're actually seeing James coming to us. The Costa King has slipstream. The AMG GT3 is a fast car, and even it can't keep up with Mr. Boomtown's vet, man. That's some super low downforce. It looks like he's slightly catching up to James. James needs to make the best of this, because he knows he has a 1 second penalty. If Mr. Boomtown can be within 1 second of James, he can get this W off him. James takes that corner with that fire. Ew, it's gonna be so tough to call. They look so close. Who's gonna get the W? James gets the W. Oh, and it's super close, man, by a 1/10 of a second. What a race this was, man. What a race. Enjoyable, man. Amazing standard of racing, guys. Oh, my goodness. Woo! Woo-hoo! You guys have no idea how much I enjoy these, man. I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I. But let's get into the awards of the race. James gets the driver of the race. Look at what happened at the start. Look at this, man. Some good driving from all these guys, man, because more cars could have been out. James made hay while the sun shined. He started lowly, had a crap start, started passing the cars out here. Got the pass on the Porsche at the first chicane. As we're about to get on the Nordschleife, he said, I'll take one more. Gets past Fei Wei, up into 5th place. And after this, he just started putting in that work. Caught up to these guys. He was in 5th. He said, I'm gonna chill, man. I'm gonna chill. The race will come to me. And the Costa King made a mistake. One mistake the Costa King made. And James made him pay for it. Got him number 1, man. Whew. Good driving, James. Driver off the race. Pains me to say that. Fast slap of the race goes to James. My goodness. He's taking all the awards, man. He gets an 8:13.6. Decent lap, especially with all the battling. Great stuff. Overtake of the race goes to James. You don't pass there. It's so rare to get it past it. That pass would have happened, but both cars would not have stayed on track. James and the Costa King, we've all been racing each other for a while now, so we know each other and we know we can push each other to the limit. You wouldn't make that pass with both cars staying on the track on someone you don't know. It would be very tough. So good pass from this Mike. You don't pass there, man. Recovery trip of the race. You guys already know the deal. Dynamic Racing got pushed a bit by Fei Wei getting onto the first corner, but he made this blunder all by himself. I've made that blunder too, man. The M6 has too much torque low down, but he said, nah, let me recover. Let me not quit. Got up into 10th place. He kept getting these passes, and he avoided drama. When there was drama over here, the Swede went off. The Costa gang touched. He said, I'll take whatever. I'm in here, man. Then started fighting Noid, and they were having a good battle, man. Shame about Noid, because he had good pace, but just some BS happens sometimes. You won't where you just make a mistake and you're gone. You make a mistake, yeah, everybody's gone sometimes. He got past Noid, up into 6th place. Put in that work. Dynamic Racing, driver off the race. And then save off the race goes to Nightwing. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that, man. Saved it like a pro, man. Made it look easy. God damn it. Nice stuff from Nightwing. And the last award, the delivery of the race. I may be biased. I'm very sorry, guys. I'm very sorry because I'm biased. But look at it, man. Look at it. We're all looking at all these cars, but I already know what the delivery of the race is. Delivery of the race goes to Mr. Boomtown in that sexy-looking Zimbabwean propaganda spreading mobile out here with Zimbabwean flags ablazing everywhere, man. Anyway, guys, you guys know the deal. NurbCrew representing. It's always a pleasure, man. I did this in one take. Okay, this is one take, but it took me like 3 or 4. NurbCrew representing. Peace out. We out of here.
BMW says, stop driving our cars right now. Literally, put down the keys, walk to the nearest taxi, and we'll pick up the tab. Full details next.
But I wonder if Dynamic Racing heard what happened with BMW. BMW apparently issued a recall because the Takata airbags, Takata, one of his sponsors, are just blowing up in cars. But unfortunately for him, the Costa King, Doug Barrow, the Flying Scotsman, aka James, the descendant of Colin McRae, they got past him. So it was now the Costa King versus James for first place. Mr. Boomtown got lucky not to go down in the 4th place because Dynamic Racing in that M6 was here. And they were about to get onto the... See, this is what freaking happens all the time when we have to restart. Damn it! Looking Vit, man, that Vit's looking sexy in that livery. Delicious. I might be biased, but don't hold me to it. The Costa King got into 1st place. James was in 2nd place. So Dynamic Racing almost got past Mr. Boomtown, and he was close by in 4th position as we head to Woo! Woo! My goodness, it's gonna be multiple takes today, man. People think these are one take. Forget that. This takes a while in itself. Record. Sync up.